Welcome to BodyWork. Welcome back. It's Michael Roddy. Welcome to BodyWork Boxing. Today I want to talk about a huge fight that's in front of us. I want to talk about the Gervonta Tank Davis versus the Ryan Garcia fight. And a lot of the conversations and a lot of the things swirling around this fight, I think we're getting off, because some people are extremists. They want to move far to the left and far to the right. People really want to, distract you, or they want to actually take shots and basically minimize, or take some of the luster off of this fight. I was saying that this fight was necessary. The last video I pretty much did about this. I said that this fight was necessary, and it was really necessary for the culture. Because what did it do? It showed that two different entities could work together and get a fight done, who both have fighters on those labels and with those platforms that have the potential to be able to fight each other, but as of late have not been able to actually cross that bridge. It also showed that two young undefeated fighters can actually come together, put it all on the line, and let it all hang out, But I think a lot of the conversation is now surrounding the fact that there is, a catch weight, there's a rehydration clause. I'm not sure why, because Ryan Garcia is still a 135 pounder. He was given the catch weight of 136, so he get an extra pound, and he has a rehydration clause of 10 pounds, which I don't really understand what the big deal is. I think that it was more so to make sure that Ryan was focused, because let's not forget, Ryan actually pulled out of a fight with Tank. After going on Mike Tyson podcast and saying he was going to knock Tank out 2 years ago, saying he was going to knock Tank out in the second round, he got all the clout, he got all the praise, he got all of the hoopla surrounding that. People like, oh yeah, he got all of that only to pull out for mental health. He went on to pull out in another fight due to mental health. He wound up getting himself together, saying he wasn't going to lie anymore, he was going to be a man of his word. And what do you know? He put on his big boy draws, and he forced Oscar and Bernard's hand to actually go ahead and get the fight. So now we have the fight, and everybody want to talk about everything but the fight, but the X's and O's. But who has the height advantage? Ryan. Who has the reach advantage? Ryan. Who has the size advantage? Ryan. Who has the better boxing IQ? Tank. Who has the better defense? Tank. Who has more experience? Tank. Who has the better coach? Joe Goosen or Coach Calvin Ford? Can we judge that? Can we have conversations surrounding the things that actually matter? As I started to rebrand the channel and I started talking about conversations that matter, I'm not just a mouth. You know what I'm saying? This is a real voice in boxing. Matter of fact, this is the pulse of boxing, because at any given time, in any given situation, depending on the fight or the fighters, I can give you an accurate assessment of what's really going on with it. A comprehensive outlook at what's really going on. I think a lot of it is, a lot of people are getting exposed right now as far as not really being true Tank fans. They're really Tank haters, because whenever you bring up Tank name, it moves the needle. And if you notice that, this is how it changes, right? This is how it changes the conversation around Tank. So in one fight, it's like, who does that and why you need all these advantages when he's the smaller guy? We got people like the Boxing Mouf crying for Ryan, and he's the bigger guy. Fortunately, he had somebody with a level head in Danny to actually talk him down off the rant ledge that he was on and actually speak facts in a matter that it doesn't really matter, because the fighters agreed to it. So we don't cry. That's almost like if in any other sense of the word, let's just say, you go out there, you in the dating scene, and you get some butt, and then you still crying. Like, oh man, you got the butt, man. What are you crying for? Oh man, but you didn't have to make me wait so long. You didn't have to. You got the butt. Stop crying, man. Like, what are we talking about? What aspect of the conversation, like, is eluding you. And the fact that aren't we grateful that we finally got Ryan to take a big step? Aren't we grateful that, you know, Tank is fighting somebody like that so he can actually show and prove whatever, you know? But this narrative that why is he scared and all this, well, Tank ain't scared of nobody. Come on with the jokes. You know, you starting to show your real true colors. You know, I think you might be the Latin voice or the Boxing Mouf. That's what you really might be, because a lot of the points you bring up and a lot of things you talk about really don't make sense when you break it down. And you always move the goalposts. Yeah, always move the goalposts. So if it's not about the catch weight and the rehydration clause and why that happened, the next thing is will the winner of this fight be the face of boxing? No, the winner of this fight will actually garner a lot of praise and a lot of clout based on which fan base you're talking about, because it's always something when it comes to Tank. Just like right now, he made the fight. His business people and himself sat down and actually agreed and actually made the fight. This is the second one of the year so far. Who else has done that so far this year? Nobody. He doesn't get the credit for that. He just did it under his own promotional banner the last time. Got no credit for that. Because before then, they was why is he pulling up Garcia to this? It's always an excuse. You're showing your skirt, man. You're showing your slip. You're showing your drawers on this one, man. It's starting to get real old, man. A lot of people are really. You bring Habib on the show. You know he don't like Tank, but you get paid off of it. He keep your lights on over there, because whenever you need something to talk about, something to really move the needle, you bring up Tank. It's disgusting, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Give that man his credit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't go hard on Devin and them. Devin fans don't go hard on him. There's no accountability for him to fight Shakur right now. And everybody talking about Tank. More videos about Tank and Ryan. Is Tank the face of boxing? Why Tank need a rehydration clause? Why did Tank bring up Hector Garcia up from 130? Why, you know, Tank, like why? Like no, because he's one of the faces of boxing. Whether you like it or not, he is. And there's better things to talk about, like all the things the aforementioned in regards to this fight. Not all the shenanigans and the politics and the messiness that a lot of people like to get involved with when it comes to this fight. So let's break down. Let's start having conversations that matter, man. I really want to know, you know, who do you think has the advantages in some of the categories I mentioned? How is this chess game gonna play out? Or is it one of the things to where Ryan is getting cashed out by Oscar? Oscar finally saying, hey man, look man, we're not gonna be playing around. You know, if he mess around, because in all honesty, all Ryan really has to do is quote unquote make Tank look bad. Because either way they're gonna say he was losing rounds up until he got knocked the fuck out. That's what they're gonna say. Or they're gonna say, man, Tank didn't look so good up until he knocked Ryan the fuck out. You know, not saying that Ryan can't do it, but let's be honest. Tank has a chin. He has a beard. Ryan was able to get dropped. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Ryan showed grit and resilience, but I don't think he got hit by anybody with the likes of Tank. He said he sparred his little brother all his life, who is a southpaw, so that lends itself for him to be comfortable against southpaws. But it's different when you get hit by Tank. Everybody says it, everybody knows it. You know, let's be responsible about the kind of conversations we having around this fight. And let's kind of keep it on the higher vibrations and not the low vibrations. If you find yourself praising and doing all this, you're really showing your skirt, man, because you don't keep the same energy for anybody else. Anybody else. Give that man his just due and his credit for what he's doing in the sport right now, how he's moving the needle, how he brings celebrities out, how he's never going to dampen or darken your chat. He can only enlighten and build it, because if you put Tank's name in there, people are going to show up and come out. If you hold a venue with him associated with it, they're going to show up. If you have an interview with him, they're going to show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? He is one of the things, he's a bright spot in the sport, and I wish people would start giving him his credit for it. You know, give Coach Calvin his credit for him. You know, give these people that came from this place, who beat the statistics, both of them, and Coach Kenny, who beat the odds and was able to get to this point in this stage in the game right now. That's really the focal point. And salute to Ryan for finally saying, look, man, when they said shit'll get off the pot, he like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put it down, I'm gonna get in the ring with a killer. And what's gonna happen is the fans are gonna win because we actually get to see the fight. And who knows, because just like the notoriety that Cruz got, just like the notoriety that Rolly got, and just like some of the notoriety that Hector Garcia is gonna get when he goes back and he continues his career and he fights somebody else, man. If you get in the ring and you share the ring with Tank, you get that experience and you can move on. And your career can still do whatever, because Rolly and Cruz, you know, their profiles got bolstered by it. You know, that's the same thing that's going to happen with Ryan. But those are things that we can discuss after the fight. But leading up to the fight, I can already see, man, we a little ways away. And I think the conversation surrounding this fight can and will get very sloppy, man. Be the voice of reason on some of these channels, man. Be the voice of reason in some of these comments, man. Bring something more to the game than just antagonizing and always just shitting on the dude, man. Because he is doing good things. You know, he don't do everything perfect. May not agree with all of the wardrobe, you know, choices, you know, but hey, that's his style now. You know what I'm saying? Or that's what he chose to do. So some things we can't control. What we can control, we can buy the fight, we can get behind the fight, and we can have more responsible conversation surrounding the fight. What do you think? You know, we just hit the 400 subscriber mark, man. I'm really proud because before I was saying, you know, my fans or the fans of the channel and the ones who support me are like the 300. But we don't need a whole bunch, because if you like and support this channel, that means you rock with the truth, you have high critical thinking skills, you know, and you think outside of the box. You think objectively. You know, there's no fanboy over here, and we keep it all the way funky. But I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers. You know, I hope that I continue to entertain and educate, you know, and enlighten, you know, and give, you know, help you get through the day watching the content and getting a different look. It's just a different look, a different set of eyes on all these topics. Feel free to reach out. If you want to collab, if you have a question, you want to break down, you know, you need help with some of the graphics or the digital, I'm here for it. Thanks for tuning in here with BodyWorkBoxing. We don't take things for face value. We do that body work.